Hi everyone, Emma here. I'm working on a bracelet that I'm trying to figure out a way to create this here where the top part is the rhinestones and around it you put the gold. Let me see if I can get that in focus a little better. The gold seed beads, and have it so that it looks like the rhinestones are set inside the gold. I saw a video today that's I think 3 years old, and the complexity of the way she was doing it just seemed to me like there's a simpler way to do what she was doing. So that's what I'm trying to work through right now. So what I started with was a right angle weave of these 3mm pearls, and I got these pearls on AliExpress, and they came in a big bag of 1,100 of them, and I think it was around $7 Canadian for this big bag. So that was a pretty good deal, and from working with them, it looks like they're all pretty good. There is a little bit of like a tail sticking out from the beads. Let me pull one out to show you. See if I can find one. Yeah. So I think that's what you call this piece here. That little kind of tail of the finish sticking up. But that's about it. They are relatively, like, there are some that are a little flat on the sides, but for the most part they are fully round, and the finish is all the way around. There's no peeling of the finish. They're a really nice color. They look a bit gray when you're looking at them in the bag, but once you get them on, they look amazing. So yeah, they look really beautiful. They're really nice to work with. The finish goes right to the holes. So I did find, I'm using a collapsible needle, so I am finding it's hard to pick up the pearls because there's so much finish in the hole. But I mean, that's a minor issue. So yeah, so I did the right angle weave. This is my bead stopper there. Oh, and I did want to mention there was a few like barrel shaped pearls. Let me see. I thought I put it aside and I ended up weaving it on. So there's one right there. It's a bit barrel shaped, but once you get it on there, you can't really tell. Let's see if there's any others. Yeah, so for the most part, these pearls are really good. So if anybody's interested, let me know and I'll look up the seller for you. So yeah, so I went ahead and I did this right angle weave using 11/0 silver seed beads, and the reason I use silver is it kind of highlights the pearl, and then it separates the top row of gold with the bottom row. I think when I redo this, once I figure this out, when I redo it, I will probably put gold in there. I don't know that I like the way it's sitting right now. So then I went ahead and I got these last week or the week before, these small rhinestones, and they are really beautiful. And so I just went ahead and started stringing them on, and I'm basically going through the corners, so in one hole through the corner of it, of the cup part, and then out through the other and around. So I'm going in, here is my 4 pearls, so I'm bringing my thread through one of these beads, either one, whichever one I end up on, and bring your thread through. But before you go through the 11/0, then go through the corner, go through the bead, come onto the other side and go through and secure it, and that's what I'm doing. So I'll go ahead and show you, give you an idea. And I am kind of, again, because I'm just trying to figure this out, I'm kind of figuring out the thread path as well. So once I got through, well, we'll start at this point. So we want to be coming out of either one of these middle pearls. So I'm going to take my thread. It is, let's see where it is here. It's coming through this 11-0. And I was trying to add my 11-0s at the same time, and I just found they were getting in the way. And they are buckling a bit. You can kind of see they're not sitting very, oh, there's one. You can really see how it's sticking out at the bottom. So I might change that as well. So right now I decided, for the sake of the bracelet, just leave the 11-0, the third 11-0 out, and I'll figure it out when I come back. So in the meantime, I'm just going to string all of these on. So let's go through this one here. Bring that through. Oh, I'm getting to the end here. I thought I had lots of thread. Okay, so where am I here? So make sure that's everything's tight there. Okay, so now I want to go through one of these. So I'm going to go through this 11-0 and through this pearl here. That. Okay, and I'm going to pick up my rhinestone, and I'm going to go through one hole there, and I'm going to go cross over onto the peak, the corner, like that. And okay, now I'm coming out of this pearl here. So I'm going to go into this pearl. So let's just do this and come out the other side. And I'm just moving that 11-0 out of the way. And like that. So it's on there now. Now I'm coming out of this pearl, and I'm going to go through this hole here and through the corner like that, and out through the other. I'm just gonna hang on to it, pull that tight again, and pull the needle through. And this is a bit tight with the collapsible needle. And then go through this. Now you could, when you come out this way, you could essentially go to the next one, but there would be a line here, and I don't want that, so we're going to cross over. So we're going to go through like that. And now just kind of position it with your finger and pull it tight so it's in the right spot. And go through this pearl. And set your needle up for the next one. So through here. And don't go through that 11-0. And pull it and get to your next one. So let's see if I've got this right. You need to go through the, you got to make sure that you're going through the correct side of the rhinestone, because with these rhinestones you have a top and a bottom. So depending on where you're going through your pearls, you've got to come through the left side. So like this to string through here. So when you start doing them, you'll see what I'm talking about. If you're confused, just lay them out on your mat and then put them in the way you see them on the mat, so that way the bottom is always on the mat and you know which side, right or left, to go through depending on your bead orientation. So now I'm coming out of this pearl and going through. And then we are going to go through that other side here. So I'm sitting on my recliner again. I don't know what it is. Maybe I have too much stuff on my desk, like projects, that I don't want to go sit at my desk. I'm tired too. So we just got back to the gym this, I guess, the week before Christmas. So we're getting into the second week now. So we were at the gym today, and it was super hard today because now we've not had any rest and we've been working out every day. So like that. I'm going to go through here. So I'm just going to continue and talk. So if you need help, just feel free to pause and review the steps. Hopefully I will probably do another one of these. This, like I said, this is my kind of designing one, so I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, so I'm gonna put, so I've laid it out like this, and there's a hole right on this side here, and we are coming out of this side, so we're going to go through that way. So we're going through this way. Oops, sorry, like that. Push through a bit more so you can see. So like that. And like that. And then we are going to go through this pearl. So yeah, I am sitting on the recliner trying to watch TV, but there's really nothing on TV, and the news is really starting to get to us. So as much as we need to be prepared and know what's going on, I think it's time to just not watch as much news as we have been. So we've been trying to watch different shows and download some stuff to watch, movies and whatnot, but it's just, there's nothing out there unless we started watching old movies, which is really nice. Okay, I need to go through all of these here and come out on the opposite side of this pearl, and I will probably have to adjust my thread, like put a new piece of thread on there. So just mention too, so I am doing this bracelet for a 7-inch, 7+ inch wrist. So I measured this right angle weave to, 7 inches. So once I start adding, like you can see this part has gone over a bit, just slightly, and then I'll probably add something to this for the clasp. So it'll probably be about 7 1/4 when I'm done. But yeah, so I just have a bit. So I was up late last night. No surprise what I was doing last night. I got an email from Art Beads for their end of year sale. So I went through their whole site. I didn't go through like the buttons, charms, and I did go a bit through the tools. I basically went through all the beads, and I didn't go through the Swarovskis because definitely now that I'm getting these 2 massive orders of Swarovskis that I got, they were 7 cents a crystal, and I the factory packs were $40. So there's really no point even looking at the ones. I did actually have a confession. I did look to see if their prices were lower, but they're not. They're still in the $70 to $110 range. So yeah, there was no point doing that. But I did manage to find a bunch of stuff. You know, kind of my rule of thumb was to find stuff for $1.50, depending on what it was. So I just, you know, I do my normal calculation, what's half of that price, and then because the sale was supposed to be up to 60% off, so I would check if I could find something that was 50% off or less, and then consider that I also have a 5% off coupon. So that's what I did, and I did manage to find some stuff. But oh my gosh, it's so tiring because I was online for a couple of hours last night, like 2, 3 in the morning. And the funny thing is, my wife was already in bed, and she would get up to go to the bathroom, and I would change the screen in case she came in, because if she sees me shopping again, she'd be like, "What are you shopping for at 3 in the morning?" But I mean, I don't know why I think she's gonna say that. She never does. So funny. But yeah, I managed. I was surprised. I ended up, so there was some, I got a huge 2-hole bead haul a couple of weeks ago, I guess, and maybe a month. And you know, I thought, oh, okay, I'll never need to buy any more 2-hole beads. I promptly went and put a massive Super Duo order in after that. And then I started coming across designs for bracelets that needed different Super Duos, like Diamond Duos, Pukas, and what are some of the other? There was a bunch of others. I'm like, how come I didn't see those? They mustn't have them there. And then I go and look, and it's like I totally ignored them. They were there the whole time. So that's what I ended up buying a bunch of. But what I did this time, instead of ordering 2 to 4 tubes, from using, one of the ones is the the Tetra diamonds and texahedral, like the square ones with the 4 holes, things like that. Now I have a few of the 4-hole squares, but I don't have any of the diamond shapes, and the diamond. I have a few diamond duos, but no real big ones. So okay, so this one here is the one I was talking about, that's a bit barrel shaped. So, but there wasn't, this is the only one that I saw like that. So I gotta fix my thread here, and I have my tablet like directly, and it's kind of sinking directly in front of me. I don't know if I can do this and get this the proper tension and start a new strand. And I don't want to be through that hole to do this knot, I don't think. I'll try and do it. Yeah, so what I did this time is I just ordered one. And one of the reasons too is I find that some of those, I think there's like usually, depending on the size of them, usually about 70 beads in it. You're definitely not going to put 70 beads of these 4 holes. They're usually to link other things, other beads. So you definitely won't need 70 for one bracelet. So I thought there's no point buying double tubes of them. So I figured this way I'll get an idea, make sure I have some on hand. I do want to start designing some bracelets, so I want to do some research, make some of the designs out there, and then start making my own designs. So now I think for this thread I might just kind of weave it through a bit. So yeah, that's what I did. I think that's good there. And I'm using my scissors because I dropped my thread burner and the cap fell off and broke the metal tip. And it's so funny, I've seen it for sale, just the tip, and I remember I may have mentioned it to you before, thinking, oh, what would you ever need that for? You should never, you're only cutting thread, you're not going to damage it. Oops, I'm the worst. I never say never because I always end up screwing things up. So I broke it. And now I need to order another one. What I've done is I've just kind of attached it so it's touching the metal, so it works a tiny bit, but definitely does not work the way it was. And I don't know anybody that can solder. Let me check with... Yeah, I don't think my wife has a soldering gun. I think for the... when she did the plumbing in the bathroom, she used the neighbor's soldering gun, so... Yeah, so that's... Now, one of the tricks that I saw Stephanie do from Bronze Pony, and I actually kind of like this idea, is instead of, knotting your new thread into your bracelet, what she did was she put a stop bead on it and then left a tail and then started through. And then later when you're done, you can thread it through. And what that does is it prevents you from creating a knot that you can't pass through when you're going through your bracelet. So I thought that was really cool. So maybe we should try that. See if that works. And I hope you guys don't mind my crappy lighting here. And like I said, I'm sitting in the living room. We don't have any lighting in the living room except for lamps on the coffee table or the end tables. So, but I miss you guys. I miss you guys. Oh, but not enough to go sit at my desk. Do you know what it is? If I'm in there, I'm there for hours. And, the other thing for the last couple of days, too, I want to say, I did mention, with the holidays and whatnot. So I've just done my stop bead like this, and then I'm going to put it through. I might put it through lower here, so somewhere in here, away from where I'm working, and then I'll just go through. So yeah, like not doing any videos the other day or over the holidays, one of the reasons was I was beading the whole time. It was because I was doing embroidery, bead embroidery, and two things I find bead embroidery, I'm guessing, would be kind of boring for people. I should weave this in and out now that I think of it. So I'm just going to pull that through and you'll see the stop bead come into play there. Perfect. And then go. Yeah, see, I didn't want to create this line and I don't know what I did there, why I went through. So I'm just going to go in and out of here till I get to the spot for adding on beads. Yeah, I'm guessing that bead embroidery would be boring for people because it's one thing to show you what I'm doing. I guess I could, if I were to upload my video that I'm taking with my tablet and then set it in the editor on my computer. Then I could fast forward through the embroidery part. And at some point I think I probably will do that. But right now I'm just doing all my videos on my tablet and then uploading it directly to YouTube and then making adjustments on my computer so that we don't get any porn comments. I don't know if you guys have seen that. I've had it happen a few times where if I'm in bed at night and I post a video and I forget to turn my computer on and make all the adjustments, I could put the editor on my tablet and edit it from it, but like I said, I have really bad memory issues with my tablet, so I can't afford to have anything on it except for YouTube. But and it's a separate application. Okay, so we're ready for the next rhinestone, and let's see if I can get through here. So there's that, and the other part is it's really, I find anyway, hard to do bead embroidery in front of the camera because I find you work really close to the embroidery. Sorry, I'm moving the camera. It keeps like tilting in. Okay, I want to get from, so here, if both things are set up, so these two are the ones we're gonna go through. So my thread's coming out the top end of the right hand purl. So I've got my rhinestone sitting at a diagonal. I'm gonna go through the top right hand hole. And let me see if I can kind of show you right there. Go through and go through on an angle like that. Just like that. So there's the bottom. It is going to sit like that. So now we can kind of turn to get a better, we're down here. Go through this one. And I'm just going to move this around so that, and I apologize for all the lefties out there. I'm going to try to see if there's a way we can show you how to do this with, you know, working from the left. Okay, so now we're coming out of this purl and we want to go in through the bottom left hand side. If you turn it this way, it's now the right, but if we still had it the same way I had it, so this would be for lefties. You're going through the left, and I just hold my finger onto the rhinestone so it doesn't slide all over the place, and pull your thread through. You're ready to go through the bottom right bead purl, and you can go through the 11-0 now at the top. So don't go through this 11-0. Go through the bottom of the purl and come up. And actually we can go through the 11-0 as well. Like that. Bring this through. Ta-da! Okay, so I'll go ahead and finish this piece and then we'll get to this part here and see if we can bring this together. Okay, so I've got all the rhinestones on and they look pretty good. So there's a couple of, let me bring this up a bit. A couple of times in this bracelet where you could probably stop and it's kind of a bracelet. One is the, when I did the right angle weave was really nice, just like that. But we've got to add sparkle. So here we go. These crystals are really nice. I'm pretty amazed. So that's just that's the stop bead there. So what I want to do is, the idea was to create a square looking embellishment around these rhinestones. But here's the thing, I have strung these on diagonally. Initially I put this one on in a square pattern. So I'm just trying to think what would be the best course of action now. I think we'll just ignore this one. And like, again, this is just a practice piece, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So this one can be square and the next can be diamond shaped. So I'm going to start from this end here, just because that's where my thread is. And here's the other thing that I started doing, is I started pulling out 2 wingspans, and I put a stop bead at the midpoint of those 2 wingspans, so one on one side, one on the other, and then I just wind it up, do a little twist and wrap it a bit, and because of this fire line, it stays in place. It does sometimes get tangled in, you just got to pull it out. But it's great because now if I wanted to, but I actually have some left because we had to restring, I could use this to go through. If not, then you just take the stop bead out and you weave it through, do your knots, and then you've got a piece of thread. And because I've done a wingspan, I'm going to have a whole wingspan to work on for other bracelets. So it's not a big deal. So I came through I am now coming out of this purl. So the idea would be to somehow get into one of these holes. So bring your thread up. So we might as well do the same path as that is there. So you can either go this way or this way. I don't think it really matters. So I'm just going to go to the left and pull that through. Okay, so now we're coming out of that hole. Now I am going to pick up 3 11/0 golds, and I'm going to come out of that hole, into that hole, come out that one, and you're going to do that around until you have all 3 corners with 3 11/0s at each, and then we're going to add an 11/0 to complete the diamond shape. So let's see, go through here and come out here. And you don't want to pull them too tight because you are going to you're going to attach them. So this actually looks really nice, this kind of the picot, so like that. And 1, 2, 3. Just trying to grab a hold of this. Then through that hole. Then we're going to come out the next hole. And we're going to go around and go the other way. That. And let's make sure it's a little tighter on that side. Okay. So now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and come through this hole. And now we can actually cross over. We can either cross this way, and let's cross this way. So it's just off to this side. And we got a lot of stuff going on here that's getting tangled. There. So you see it's starting to close it up a bit. And actually, you know what? I think I would leave that. You could, and I brought out my 50 nose, you could maybe put 50 nose in between those. So let's take a look. Let's finish this off. So we need 3, 1, 2, 3, and through here, and come out this hole. Sorry, try and move my fingers out of the way. So we're going to come through this hole and not through any of the beads yet. Let's see where we are with this. So this is what it looks like so far. So you could essentially end it here. I think actually this looks really nice. Very pretty. Tighten it and then go to the next one. Let me see how that looks tight. It's a bit, I like it. I definitely like it, but I'm not done yet. So let's try. I don't know. I think even though the 50 nose are tiny, I think it might be too much, but we got to give it a try. And it might be too complicated going through each one. I'm not going to put too many out because I suspect I'm going to change my mind here. Okay, so let's go like this. Okay, so we're coming out of that hole. I think we should go into the very first 11-0 here, like that, and then add a 15-0 and go through the next one. Now I'm working from the left right now, and I probably should do from the right, but let's see how this works out. Let's go through the next hole, next 11-0, yep, right there, and keep doing this all the way around. I see it looks a bit jumbled already. And here's the thing, this collapsible needle is not going to work on these 50 nose. That may be my answer right there. Okay, let's see if I can get a bigger one. Oh, it's getting, oh no, it's fine. Yeah, okay, so you can see it's like, looks kind of funny. Kind of funny looking, eh? These ones look good. You know what, maybe I'll leave it. Maybe these, we could do a picot after with that. That one doesn't look like it's gonna slide, just barely. Apologize, I keep moving. I'm now sitting at the dining room table. I didn't think you guys would appreciate me moving around so much on my lap. Okay, I know why I'm moving. It's because these beads are not in the right place. Okay, and I just keep holding on to my, I don't know if that one's gonna, yeah, that one's not gonna fit. Where am I here? Hang on to that. Oh, that's the stopper bead. Okay. Oh, that's, I don't know. It's looking very jumbled. Let's see what happens when we get it all done. one's not going on. I may have to get out another needle, a smaller needle. Okay, that one's in. Actually, I think that's gonna look really nice, and then a little picot on each corner. Oop. Oh, I missed one here. That. It's looking good. My wife put a bunch of movies and television shows on a hard drive so that we could watch on the television. She went for a nap after our workout, and I just went through about 10 different shows and movies, and all of them stunk. I don't know if it's just we're getting bored of the stuff that we're watching or what the deal is, but oh well. That's the least of my problems. I'm going to be exhausted come the first 2 weeks of January. I cannot believe I have doctor's appointments every day. Some days I have 2 appointments in one day. That one's not going on. A few of them are phone appointments, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to try and convince myself of that one. But it also means that it's going to interfere with my doctor's appointment. You're interfering with my workouts. I'm sure they appreciate that. Okay, so I think that looks really good, actually. I think there's one missing here. Yeah, I think there needs to be a third one there. So let's see if we can find a big one that'll go over my needle. This last one. Oh, there might be one there too. It's kind of loosey-goosey. That's 3, 3. Yeah, there's one more missing right there. It's going to be tight. Yeah, that's not working. Okay, let's go through that one. And I guess it would be easy enough to tell, like I can actually tell if it's a 15-0 or an 11-0. So there was 2 11-0 side by side. So let's see what that looks like. Actually, that is really nice. That is, but you know, it's like, this looks really elaborate. Almost like some royal jewelry. These kind of diamond patterns with this. I'm almost tempted that maybe I need to put something in between. I wonder if I could attach them. So then the next diamond comes off of this. So instead of putting 3 on this side here, then that will be the attachment right there. Interesting. So let's take a look at the two comparisons of what I've done here. Because we're at 45 minutes, I would like to do a reveal of this. So I think I might go ahead and play with this on my own and then show you what I come up with at the very end of this video. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Then I'll explain what I did when I know what I did. So this is the square pattern and this is the diamond pattern. It almost, if you put like something along from these to here as well, like a diagonal. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to work on this and I will be back. Okay, so I'm back and I'm running into problems. I don't like the way things are turning out, so I tried a few things. So I think out of all of the tries, this one, the first one, I like the best. I feel like the way these beads set up really makes it, outlines it. It's really nice. The second one is kind of wonky. And then these here, I tried to do a spiral that looks like it goes from here in through the bead and across the next one and continue along that line. But these beads are not sitting properly, and I feel like maybe it's because they're too big and there's too many. So I did try. I had a person annoying me. That's my wife. Oh gosh. Can you tell we've been locked away for so long? So, yeah, so I did that for a while. I thought, well, maybe it'll set up and maybe as you wear it and it turns that it will sit properly. But it doesn't seem to be doing that at all. Let me make sure this is in focus. So then I tried this kind of spider looking thing. Let me focus that again. So, and I used the 15-0s and that doesn't really look right either. And I think ultimately the biggest thing about this is these rhinestones are too big for these 3 millimeters. No, they're 4 millimeter pearls. So yeah, I am at the point right now. And then this was the square one that I did initially. So I'm at the point that I feel like I need to take this apart and watch some more videos and see if there's any type of embellishment that I can do. And if anybody has any suggestions, definitely let me know. I think these crystals look really amazing. And, you know, I always love the right angle weave of the pearl. So if I can get this to work, I think it would look amazing with all the gold on top and the white and silver on the bottom. So we'll see. And yeah, we get our stove tomorrow, so I'm super excited. Now I have to learn how to use it. Apparently it has a fan and it's my wife's laughing because I never use manuals. I told her I was going to watch a few videos on how to use my stove. Anyway, so I hope everyone's doing fine and taking it easy with the holidays and just staying put and being healthy. And yeah, let's keep hanging out and we'll do some fun stuff this year and have some fun and not worry about everything. So there we go. There's the sparklies. Take care, everybody. Bye for now. See you in the next video.